Охуеть. Бля, сейчас взрывная волна дойдет до нас.
Ты прикалываешься?
Смотри, ебанись.
That's what strength looks like. Zelensky saw Donald Trump say, oh, this is Zelensky's and Biden's war. And Zelensky's like, yeah, I'm going to strike more Russian oil refineries. And so what we saw were strikes like that. Last night, we saw St. Petersburg's huge Krishi oil refinery getting absolutely crushed. Different refinery than the first one. But here's a photo of a massive pillar of flame rising over Russia's Krishi oil refinery outside of St. Petersburg. Just so you know that I'm not like misquoting or taking liberties with what Donald Trump posted yesterday. Here was his post referring to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Donald Trump goes, "This is not Trump's war. It would never have started if I were president. It is Biden's and Zelensky's war. I'm only here to stop it and save thousands of Russian and Ukrainian lives." Then he goes on to say, if NATO does as I say, the war will end quickly. You said it was going to end in 24 hours after the election. You lie about everything. You claim you solved the India and Pakistani war. You had nothing to do with stopping it. Modi didn't even want to take the phone calls of J.D. Vance saying, you better do peace because Pakistan's gonna really attack you really badly. Modi's like, I'm not going to deal with that right now. I'm not going to take your phone call. JD, we're kind of in a war. Let us deal with this. Like, let us, sovereign nations, actually deal with this. Oh, and then Donald Trump said he brought peace to Congo. Really? Because like dozens of people are dying every day in ISIS attacks in Congo. Do you even know where Congo is, Donald? He doesn't know where Congo is. I'm not going to play it now. There were other videos where he clearly says he didn't even know that Congo was a country. But Donald Trump, total and utter weakness, not just in posts like that. What did he do yesterday? So yesterday, the United States Navy attacked and boarded a tuna fishing vessel off the coast of Venezuela. Venezuela's foreign ministry said this boat is for tuna. There was no drugs on it. It was a tuna fishing boat. And the Navy raided this boat. There were 9 people. Look, I suppose it's better to do this than what they did last time. No, I suppose it is better, but it still is invading another nation's sovereignty. The last time they struck with our airplanes, the United States killed 11 Venezuelans. Then Trump claimed they were drug dealers with cocaine that at first Rubio said was going to Trinidad, and then Trump said, nope, on that 24-foot boat, maybe 16, 24 feet, it was no bigger than 30 feet. I think it's probably closer to 24 feet. They were going to bring that cocaine to the United States. Well, why couldn't you stop them like you did here if that was the case? Number 2, if it's Tren de Aragua, like you said it is, how do you know they weren't trafficking innocent humans who you just killed as well? Don't you want to check on the boat? You're just going to kill everybody? What if they were trafficking innocent people? So you're going to kill the victims of trafficking? Okay. And then even if it was drugs, you're judge, jury, and executioner. That's what you do now. Here was footage from aboard the tuna fishing vessel that the Navy tuna fishing vessels. We've got National Guard going through the Washington Mall and checking out the Smithsonian museums. Toughness, Donald O, and put that big stupid face of yours all over the government buildings. That looks really tough to the rest of the world, Donald, sir. They said, sir, no one's ever looked so tough, sir. You're so pathetic. You are so pathetic. Anyway, here, play this clip of the tuna boat being boarded. Play this clip. Also, Charlie Kirk's killer was mocking Donald Trump in Discord chats before he was caught. All of his friends were like, hey, that photo looks like it's you. Is that you? And then Tyler Robinson was like, nah, it's my doppelganger. They're trying to frame me, and they're saying it's a bunch of trans stuff. Yeah, it's not me, but I probably have to get rid of the exact replica rifle that I have. Like, they were making a mockery about how bad the FBI was. So yesterday, I'm going to do a whole other video this morning on it. But yesterday, the FBI was like, he had a transgender roommate, so therefore, and then state regime media, Fox's digital editor then wrote this, the New York Post wrote it, then others were like, could transgender be a motive? Was he dating a transgender woman and then that inspired him to do this? Y'all, the governor of Utah said, I was hoping and I was praying that it wouldn't be one of ours. And I found out that he was one of ours. He was a white boy. He was a 22-year-old white kid. He was one of ours. So that's what one of ours. There's so much derangedness. Could we be normal, America, please? Could we be normal? Oh, and now Marco Rubio's trying to seize the power of terminating the visas of American citizens who speak in ways that the regime doesn't like. So if you're an American citizen, your visas could potentially be canceled. Oh, if you're in the military right now, there's a purge in the military underway right now. If you've said anything negative about Charlie Kirk in your past or currently, they're getting rid of you right now. That's a Pete Hegseth directive. For real. They're going after people for free speech if you've ever said anything negative about Charlie Kirk. Also, in terms of foreigners visiting, if you've ever said anything negative about Charlie Kirk, you could wind up in a, what's that thing at TikTok? Welcome to the I forget the line. This is a 50-pound vacation. Okay, I'm the worst. My brothers are going to mock me for not remembering it was. Anyway, it's like when the vacation goes right. You'll end up in a concentration camp in the United States if you said anything wrong about Charlie Kirk. That's what happens in the United States of America today. That's why tourism is at record lows right now. It's why Vegas is in a recession and may be heading into a depression. Donald Trump's encore, pun intended, after destroying Atlantic City in the 90s and 2000s. Let's destroy Vegas in 2025. But no tax on tips, everybody. You're not getting paid, but no tax on those no tips that you're getting. Yay, he tricked you again. I mean, you don't want to see what he did in Atlantic City. You don't realize the guy's bankrupted every like almost most of the companies he's touched. I mean, the guy is a lifelong con artist, a fraud. He bankrupts multiple companies. He's found liable for sexual abuse. A jury found him liable for sexual abuse, then liable again for defaming his sexual abuse victim. And you're like, that's the guy for me. That's who I want to be my leader. The sexual abuser, defamer, bankrupter. Pick him. So ridiculous. This is what you get. Donald Trump then writes, the only reason crime is somewhat down in Memphis is because the FBI and others in the federal government at my direction have been working there for 5 months, folks. The FBI has never worked in Memphis before, according to Donald Trump, just happening right now on the absolutely terrible crime numbers. Likewise, in Chicago and Los Angeles. Oh, he saves Los Angeles again. He stopped the wildfires. He stopped the riots. And now he stopped all crime. Superman. That happens after we make official announcement, we're coming. And when we do that, as we did in now very safe Washington, the no crime miracle begins. Only I can save them, he goes. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President DJT, only I can save them. Like a little baby. We have no offense to babies, like a petulant little man baby fascist in there. Only I can save them. Like a caricature of a bad guy character growing. Like, what is this? And meanwhile, though, you have him. Is this how you're making us safe in Chicago? You're basically shooting people with non-lethal rounds who peacefully protest. Here, play this clip. Now, we see people like this right-wing push, not just here in the United States. In the UK, they had that far right-wing extremist Unite the Kingdom rally, and Elon Musk was giving speeches there with all these hateful people there. Again, just spreading the same types of MAGA filth we have here over there. I'm not going to highlight what they're. I don't want to show those people. I do want to show women in the UK against the far right reclaiming their country back from racists and fascists. Here, play this clip. And then finally, let me show you this. As Carl Quintanilla says, India, Brazil, Japan, South Korea. In just the past few weeks. Clearly a low moment in U.S.-India relationships, sour as new tariffs kick in. India hates the United States. Brazil keeps telling Trump to get lost. Latin America's largest nation is shaping up as a test case to how to defy Donald Trump. President Lula saying, F you, get the hell out. I'm sovereign. I'm going to do what I want to do. Get the hell out of here. You stand up to Donald Trump. He backs down. He's a weak, pathetic loser. He's always backed down his whole life. He huffs and he puffs. You just stand up to him and say, get the hell out of here. You know, look, Michael Cohen on the network, a host on the network, when Trump sued him, Cohen's like, all right, great. Let's have your deposition, big guy. Sit down for a deposition. Trump ran away. He's a scared, pathetic loser in life. And you just have to know that about him as a leader of the nation. He huffs it. And don't get me wrong, the United States has power based on its historical presence. So it's not like he's incapable of inflicting pain through the historical power of the U.S. But he's weak in that power so much. Stand up to the guy. In South Korea and Japan, fury as U.S. fuels backlash over trade deals. Over and over again, we see this. Inflation surging, the deficit hitting serious highs. Deficit last month was like $345 billion. But Donald Trump said he brought in $17 trillion. How is there a deficit if he's brought in trillions of dollars? This fiscal year, the total deficit's going to be $2 trillion deficit in this fiscal year. But Donald Trump said he brought in $17 trillion. Wouldn't that make a $15 trillion surplus? Oh, wait, he's a liar. He lies about everything. Oh, yeah, he lies about everything. I could go on and on. You get the point. But folks, hang in there. Resist. Stay in this fight with MeidasTouch. We're in this together. Check out MeidasPlus.com. That's our Substack. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Help us get to 6 million. We appreciate you.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.